Hey, 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 how we doing? Great to see everyone. Thank you for joining the stream. Welcome back to another day. Welcome back to Bitcoin all-time high day. We are... RN. RN, what are you doing, mate? Should I short? Don't know, mate. Don't know. We'll take a look. We'll take a look at it. But yeah, welcome back. Welcome to a day where Bitcoin, and we'll take a look in a second, is above $110,000, nearly above $111,000 at the time of starting this stream. So we have been creeping up very aggressively, obviously, on Bitcoin over the past, month and a half since we put in that low in the start of April, I think, wasn't it? And yeah, we've just been creeping back up there and really making our way to what now is a potential run higher. How much higher are we going to go? We'll also have a look at alts. What are alts doing? And all that good stuff. But John Brown, how we doing, mate? Great to see you. Sean says, oi. Someone released the alts. Yeah. Loki says, hey, buddy. Hello to you, mate. Hello to everyone else as well. Big thank you for joining today. It is obviously massively appreciated. But please do drop a like on the stream. Please do drop a like. And yes, we will get cracking. But yeah, Bitcoin on Stonksy. Green background from 104,000, just shy of $104,800. Ripping to the upside, and that is new all-time high. If we go and have a look on the daily chart, we are in fresh high territory, cleared them highs. And yeah, I mean, it's just been one just giant move, hasn't it? There's not really been any sort of pullback. We've not had any reset or anything. We've had consolidation on Bitcoin. You know, we've had consolidation in a few areas, obviously here, but we haven't had any pullback, which has obviously just built short side liquidity and allowed price to really rip into that. And if you have a look, we are now comfortably 4% up on this daily green background, which we've not seen in a while, which could lead us. Who knows? Who knows? What happened the last time the price was at a daily green background? I can't even remember. So the last time we had a daily green background, we went from 20, just shy of $23,000 up to a high of 31. So that was a 40% gain, albeit obviously we did have some pullbacks, but in the end it was a 40% gain. Now, wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something if this green background leads us into a 40% gain? That would take us to just shy of $150,000, round about there. What a spectacle that would be, and what a result for Stonksy that would be too. But yeah, very interesting, very interesting. But yeah, please do make sure you drop a like on the stream. And yeah, thank you very much for joining me yet again. I am very, very humbled by your support. It's great to see you all back. Howdy, Steve-O. Howdy. Great to see you, mate. Hello, Coffee. How we doing? My daily time frame TA playing out nicely. Yeah, mate. I obviously you was on, wasn't you, a couple of weeks ago when you were outlining the bullish structure on the daily. So you're definitely reveling in it, I'm sure. Why are futures seeing a sharp drop off? Yeah, futures are, and you know, obviously noteworthy that Bitcoin has just continued to push up while the S&P is dropping off. I think, don't quote me, but I think the previous hour was something to do with a bill that's been passed. I think it was some sort of tax bill that's been passed in the US. I think that may be the reason that we got the hour drop off here. I think there was some sort of bill passed in the US that the market obviously didn't like. But I mean, if we look at just it in general on the daily, we obviously didn't get there. But you know, this is a right around $6,000 is obviously one, a big psychological level, and two, you know, key SR on the daily there. When you look at it, we had all support along here, then resistance. So this is a, you know, a key SR zone here. But also, much like Bitcoin, you know, the S&P has been pretty much up only without any pullbacks. And we did have, you know, just a monster run of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 green days in a row on the S&P. Now, let's not forget, this is, you know, this is like a $40 trillion asset or whatever it is. Unlike Bitcoin, which is, you know, what probably just over 2, maybe about 2.2, 2.3, maybe even 2.4 now. You know, this is a supersize. This is a giant. This is, you know, one of the biggest assets on earth. So it's not just gonna, you know, we can't just have up only forever on something like this. There will be pullbacks. There will be drop-offs. But yeah, we've not seen anything on Bitcoin, obviously to the pullback side, have we really? But yeah, the S&P is having a pullback. But I mean, for me, this is just the line in the sand. This just is the line in the sand for, if we get above here, I think it probably comfortably smashes through all-time highs. For the time that we stay below here, obviously the potential for a drop-off. So I think this is just the key, the last key point, and you can just see why, you know, the daily candle behavior around this zone, alongside it being obviously a big juicy round number. So I think that's my thoughts on that. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, these were 2 juicy candle sell-offs, weren't they? I don't know if I assume this was news driven. I seen something on Twitter about there being some bill passed. I assume that was. I don't know what this was about yesterday. Afternoon, Gongsy. How we doing? But yes, Scotty, thank you very much for. It's great to see you as well, Scotty. You always come up when I'm scrolling through the Stonksy Twitter. You always come up. You're very active on Twitter, so it's great to see you. And yeah, thank you for. I can't remember. Have you been joining the streams? I can't remember the last time I seen you, but thank you for joining, mate. And Gongsy, how we doing? Afternoon to you. Hope everyone is enjoying themselves. Hope everyone is having a great all-time high day. Hopefully you're printing. I mean, even alts, obviously they're not up massively, but you know, we've got ETH up very nicely. And for those of you that don't know, obviously this is the latest Stonksy update. There will be a full video coming out on it, but there is a full article on it here for if you don't know what the latest Stonksy update is. But we have introduced these channels, which do as they suggest. Most of the time, price behaves within the inner channel. But when you do get extension to the upper or lower band of the inner channel, or even higher channel like here, it obviously can signal that price is going to correct itself. And we just see it all along here, here. This is on ETH, here, here. Every time prices hit these ends of the channels, it's signaled, obviously, an exhaustion point. And we got that again today, which is great. Great for Stonksy and great for us to see. So if you haven't already, do update your indicator. But like I said, we covered it yesterday on stream. We'll cover it today again. And yeah, there'll be a full video coming onto the channel for that. I'm just going to grab a drink because it is exceptionally hot in my room today. Exceptionally hot. So it's safe to say I am absolutely sweating with this snood on. But yeah, I'm just going to have a minute to cool down my face and then we'll move on. But yeah, ETH, obviously, absolutely smashing it on the this. Obviously, the green background opened and then we got that big sell-off on Bitcoin, didn't we, yesterday after it swept the previous all-time high, which pulled ETH down with it, but we're now comfortably above the entry on this. If we have a look at the daily chart on ETH, I mean, it looks pretty good, doesn't it? It looks pretty good. Obviously, we've come down. Demand's come in. And we've got the upper band, which is just shy of 2.8, which obviously lines up with here. And then the upper band here, well, the outer band is just around 3.2k, which does line up very nicely with it coming into this area here. But I would imagine that, you know, this will be a full sweep of liquidity here for ETH to come up, obviously touch 3k and maybe then drop back down a little bit. But that would clear out all this liquidity built above here. So I'm very interested to see what happens with that. But yeah, I am absolutely sweltering today. It is very, very hot. Is anyone else feeling the heat? Anyone else feeling the heat? Ambrose. Hello, Ambrose. Welcome back. Afternoon, Stonksy enthusiast. Hope this is going to be the fantastic moment as it always has. Thank you very much, Ambrose. Great to see you in the chat again. Thank you for joining. But yeah, that's where we're up to on ETH. I think, you know, as long as Bitcoin carries on flying and behaving, why not 3k next? XRP is another one into the red background on the hourly. Now, there are definitely some great 5-minute indications been going on, then 5-minute double confirmations like on ETH here. That was a great double confirmation there. Did we have one on Bitcoin? We did have one on Bitcoin there, although that wasn't a double one. That was just a standard green background. What about on Sol? What are we getting on Sol? Let's see. So on Sol, we are, as you can see, coming right back into this area here, which is definitely the area to gain. And, you know, we've got this, obviously, big, juicy round number of $200 there. But we could definitely come and enter into this zone here, where you see all these daily wicks coming into, that's where supply came into the market on the daily. So this kind of 200 to 210 region, definitely juicy for Sol. If and should we flip this zone to support. But for now, we are long and strong on Stonksy. On the hourly, catching the nice move up. Chainlink, hello Tantana, how we doing, my good friend? Great to see you. Please do, if you haven't already, drop a big like on the stream. And most of you already have. We have 9 likes, 14 viewers, so that is great. Thank you very much for joining. B&B. Oh, look at that. What a move on the hourly that is. What a move on the hourly. We are up just over 5.5% on the hourly on this. Very, very nice. And you can see again the respect of the bands. These bands have been a great update. Oh, look at that. Big mover. Big mover. We'll cover Link for Tantana. Link. So Link is still within my zone. I'm respecting, you know, for the most part, the levels that I've looked at for a very long time now. But as you can see, especially if we move to the daily, chart a second, we can see, again, another evidence of the band. Price pushed into the upper of the inner band, or channel, whatever you want to call them, and then dropped all the way back down. So again, very nice respect of the bands, the Stonksy bands. But you can see on the daily why this level's so key. You know, it's clear SR. So this blue box is definitely the region to gain. And as I've got Drew out here, I think if we clear that, then into this kind of $19.5 to $20 range, where we got to add all these daily wicks come into, is probably up next for Link, should it conquer here. But it kind of needs to flip like 17.50 to support, and then we are cooking. So we'll see what we're served up. But currently, another one that Stonksy's long on the hourly. Let's see if we got any lower time frame capture. We did on Link on the 6 minute, which is great to see. These double confirmations working very, very nicely, as usual. But AVAX, the big boy, AVAX. 8% today, AVAX. 8%. Big move on AVAX. Big move. And obviously, again, caught beautifully on the 6 minute and on the 5 minute. There we go. There's that confirmation that we like on AVAX. And on everything, the double confirmation there. Green background, green arrow. Bang, bang, bang. Profit. So yeah, great move on AVAX there. Whoa, what a past couple of weeks. So much confidence in my portfolio now. Was on the rocks for a while, but I'm convinced now to hodl until Q3 at least. Great to see you, Scottish. Thank you very much for jumping in, mate. Hope everyone making good money. And he says SPX 6,900 being so strong too as Pepe. Wait, it's great to hear that you're winning. I love that, and I love that for anyone else watching. If you're winning in the market, I salute you, and I'm very happy for you. However, if you're not winning in the market and you're watching this, you know what to do. Sign up to Stonksy, 20% off your first month with code BOT20. First link in no, it's not. It's the second link in the description for that with the code in there, and I do just need to go and pop it as the pinned comment. Pin. So yeah, great to see you, Scottish. But yeah, we'll take a look at some memes as well. We'll take a look at some memes. Let me know in the comment box what you'd like me to look at. But I'll definitely go and have a look at SPX. We'll have a look at the other memes that are pumping. But AVAX, Gigapump today, nice 8% plus pump. Cruz says, what about Toshi? It's the only one not pumping, it's dumping. We'll have a look at that. Tell you what, is dumping as well, I think. It's Cetus, isn't it? I had a big hack, I think, Cetus. For anyone who knows what that is. I've never really paid much attention to it, but I'm sure we've looked at it a couple times on stream. I'm sure we have. I just need to grab a little bit more water and then we'll be back on with looking at the charts. Even though the sun's gone in, it's still hot. It's still hot even though the sun's gone in. Right. Let's move on. Let's move swiftly on. Right. Cryptogenic says smash the likes. Yes, please do listen to Cryptogenic. Smash the likes. Let's get the likes going. Drop a like, drop a subscribe if you haven't. Cetus was top decks for Sui, but Deep will take over Cetus' spot. We'll take a look at them. I'll tell you what, let's go and have a look at Cetus right now. Wow. Look at that fall off. Look at that fall. And to be honest, considering the size of the hack, I believe the hack is like multi-billions, isn't it? It's not actually that down. I mean, it is obviously a quarter of its value down today. But considering the supposed size of the hack, you would think it would be comfortably just dropping like at least 50% plus. I mean, they're open for the day, so there it's down to there. But, you know, a 60% drop would take it back to its March and April low. You would have thought that it would be down there at least. I mean, this is like a huge, huge hack, isn't it? I suppose maybe we should go and have a look to see if we've got it anywhere. Is it on here? Any calls for Cetus? Where can I find the full story? Maybe I'll try and find it so we can have a read through. You're saying that Deep will take over. Deep will take over. Is it this? Deep Brook. Yeah. That's had a really nice push up from there, hasn't it? What a really nice push up it's had from the bottom there. It's up 3% today, and it's obviously just consolidated, but it's up like a 5x from the bottom in April, which is phenomenal, really. What a very, very nice performance. But yeah, I'm surprised at Cetus. I thought it would have been more down than it is. Oh, look at Parl. Having a big mighty push up there. Okay. Let's make our way back up. Where was we? We was on AVAX, wasn't we? Yes, we was. Yeah, Deep Brook. Okay, Deep Brook. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, it's that Deep Brook is already up 5x from the bottom. There's a meme on MEXC. BUSD. It's all right. Okay. Let's go and take a look. Right, so Sui. I'm guessing this is on the back of that Cetus news, maybe. But on the daily, it's came back into that level. We are actually green on the daily now. Yeah, I think here is the key sticking point for Sui. We've got Hype. Hype is making a giga push up, isn't it? This is now a 3x off the floor for Hype from its April low. So a 3x off the floor for hype. And I believe it shouldn't be too far if we look at the daily. I mean, look at that. Oh, look at that. It's not too far away from its highest ever daily close. If it closes above $32, kind of like 10-15 cents, that will be hype's highest ever daily close. And it did hit a low of $9.29. Wow, what a rally on hype. But yes, I mean, if we look at the Stonksy bands on the daily, this upper band here is at $36. So potentially, maybe that is the attraction for hype. But yeah, it's nearly entering price discovery, isn't it? It's nearly entering price discovery. So big push on hype overall. But yeah, Stonksy catching a beautiful 1 hour move there. Hi Nick, how we doing? Great to see you. Thank you very much for joining, mate. Thank you very much for joining. What else is on the list? I assume probably we could pick most things. And Stonksy will have caused it. Lovely. Let's go down to I want to go down to the 5-minute chart and the 6-minute chart on some of these. Aave has obviously been a really nice performer overall, hasn't it? Tau is moving great as well. Big push up for Tau. That must be nearly a 3x for Tau off the floor as well. From the bottom. But yeah, Stonksy is just moving superbly. Jupiter is coming right back into here. So there's something I outlined, I think, on Jupiter for a level to gain. Well, zone to gain on Jupiter. So it's making its way there. It is making its way there. Arb, Atom. Let me know what you'd like me to look at. Inge, very nice. I think that's a 2x off the floor for Inge. ENA doing well. That's one that Stonksy has called pretty much the whole move from the bottom on. An old stream favorite for those of you that have been around a while. You know, Jasmine's an old stream favorite. Aero doing very nicely. The whole market is doing very, very nicely. Apart from Cetus, of course. But Bitcoin is just chugging away. Are we going to see another all-time high while we're on stream? Seems potential. Epong says this bullish run is insane. How long will it take? Well, I think that's something that we need to start moving on to look at next. Is okay. Now we've had a breakout on Bitcoin. Where potentially we going next? Which I think will be a nice little segment to move into. To look at, how high could we go? Like, what potential could we use to look at where Bitcoin could go before, either it tops out next or consolidates. But we are in price discovery at the moment, so the move could be aggressive and fast. But yeah, we will be moving on now. So let's check the likes quickly. Oh, good ratio. Good ratio. Thank you very much, everyone, for that. If you haven't already, please do drop a like on the stream and subscribe if you're new. But let's go and have a look. So, obviously, we've got green daily Stonksy now, which is very nice. But if we, I suppose, the old The old favorite is the Fibonacci retracement, isn't it? So if we do the top to the bottom, we have $131,000, 500-ish, as we can name this. Let's give it a name. Let's do 1.618 fib. Then we also have the further extension of $166,000. Now this is using the previous high, obviously up until yesterday, and then the low of the move. Now maybe you would like to do it differently. You know, maybe you'd like to take the original high, and maybe you'd like to take, you know, maybe the original low, such as there, or however you want to do it. It's, you know, it's completely up to you. There's definitely valid reasons for doing both. But yeah, we will take the previous high and the actual low, roughly. I don't know what I've done there. I seem to have messed it up a little bit, but we'll carry on rocking. So that's in terms of what fib is looking at. We've got the 1.618, and then we've got the 2.618 as the extensions from the previous all-time high to the low of the downside move. Now, if we look at what happened each time we consolidated, then rallied. So we had consolidation here, and then we eventually reached a peak of 100%. We consolidated here, and then from the low, we reached a peak of 100%. That's if you want to take this. I would take, I mean, that was a good couple of months, wasn't it? Then we consolidated, and from the low, we reached 80-odd%. So the question is, there's a bit of a theme here, isn't there? From the actual cycle low, so obviously where it started, the height of the consolidation was just shy of 100%. We saw that again from here to here. We then saw that pretty much, you know, minus 10% again from here to here. So the question is, are we going to get something similar again, which would take it from obviously the low here? You know, there's 80-odd%, there's 100% to 150k, but anywhere, you know, in and around a similar sort of figure as here, would take it round about to that fib level of 130k, maybe just a bit higher. Now that also actually lines up with what Stonksy did last time. So if we scale in, and I did have it already done here, you can't, I don't know if you can quite see it, but this one here, 39%. That was the last time Stonksy. Hang on. No, that's the wrong one. So the last time Stonksy turned green here to the height of the green background, that was 39%. Now, if we go and have a look, if we get something similar from the green background coming to 39%, would be 150k. So it potentially looks like there's many reasons to suggest the top of the cycle, or, you know, maybe just the top of this expansive move before further consolidation, perhaps occurs somewhere in this box. We've got kind of like a 20k region here, haven't we, of leading up from the 618 to looking at previous patterns to suggest maybe up towards 150 or just shy of 150. What does everyone think about that? Nick says, don't forget to take profits. And this is a good point. Obviously, euphoria and excitement is great, but don't forget to pay yourself, because that old saying of no one ever went broke taking profit. Everyone remember what happened last time. Just remember what happened last time. This is not financial advice. Obviously, it's up to you what you do. And I'm not saying to do this now. I'm just saying have a plan in place. For maybe that be, you know, a certain level or dollar value or whatever. But when we topped out in November/December, what happened after that? Alts, fell anywhere between 50 and 90%, depending on what alts. So just bear it in mind to remember to pay yourself. Scottish says 117k next for Bitcoin. What's the allure of 117k? Where's that figure come from? Ah, the band. Yeah, I think this is obviously something in terms of the daily expansion. This is definitely something we need to keep an eye on. Is these bands? So if you don't know what these are the latest addition to Stonksy, the channels. We have an inner and an outer channel. And what you do, you go on any single time frame, and you'll notice most of the time price respects the inner band. But when we get expansion out of the upper band, particularly towards the and this applies for top and bottom, the outer band or channel, whatever you want to call it, price will then cool down. So as you can see here, price was pushing the top of the inner channel, price cooled down, let the channel go up again. Here, hit the top of the channel, price cooled down, actually expanded out of the channel into this gap here, close towards the top of this channel. And what did price do? Cooled down, consolidated, let the band go up. Currently we are pushing obviously out of this top of the inner band, potentially towards this upper one, which would line up perfectly here. I don't know if that's actually what you're looking at, Scottish, but the band actually lines up great with that. Cryptogenic says, have a look at IOTA, please. And what is taking profits? Joking. Mate, you're a menace, You're a menace. But yes, we can have a look at IOTA next, mate. I can do that for you, of course. I can do that for you. Right, I am roasting. Is anyone else still hot? Anyone else still hot? The sun's gone out, but the heat's not gone anywhere. Not for me, anyway. Right. Thank you, good sir. Thank you to you, mate. Thank you for your support. Epong says, nice here. Thank you. Thank you. Do you remember, if you want to get this, the indicator, and this is the latest update for Stonksy, so you can read it fully on Medium. There will be a video coming out on it very soon, explaining what the update is. But you can get 20% off. You can get 20% off the monthly plan. Second link in the description. That'll take you to the Stonksy website. Click start now, and it's code BOT20. So BOT20 on the monthly. Click here and put BOT20 in at checkout, alongside obviously creating your Stonksy website account. And yeah, you'll be ready to rock. You do get full indicator access, Discord access, and trading bot access. The bots have had an overhaul as well. Well, the high frequency one has. That is pretty much ready to rock, I believe, again, unless SMFC's already put it live. And yeah, but you get all updates for free. So obviously this is the latest update for users, including the channels. We've also put the oscillator as a standalone product, which is actually, you can see here. But yeah, do sign up. It'd be great to see you in the Discord if you haven't already. And yeah, take advantage of that 20% off while you still can, because it will be ending soon. Yeah, I'm just going to mark out that. That's a very interesting level to watch for sure. But yeah, please do drop a like on the stream and subscribe. And of course, if you're looking to trade anything today, there is no better stop off than BLOFIN. Create your account, non-KYC, so you create it in just under a minute. That's the first link in the description and in the chat now as well. So yeah, thank you very much for watching as well, everyone. It's great to see you all. I'll tell you what, before we move on to anything else, let's get the poll up. Let's see what you guys are thinking. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Get your thoughts or any questions or anything into the chat. But we'll continue with Bitcoin in a minute. Cryptogenic has asked me to look at IOTA, so that's what we'll do. Let's go take a look. So IOTA. Let's have a look at the weekly chart. Oh wow, this went up a lot, didn't it? It's still actually within like its high time frame, what you would probably class as an accumulation zone, wouldn't you? You'd probably say like round about there is, you know, the top of the accumulation zone, give or take. The bottom was weird because it just kept forming lower lows. But I would say, I mean, obviously we did have this blow off move here, and again, look at this for the channel. The IOTA pushed even out of the channel, and then as soon as that happened, it came into contact with not only the inner band but the outer one, which obviously suggests extreme exhaustion. Price just completely sold off to the downside. But I mean, looking at, you know, obviously price history going back a couple of years, it looks like that this is the level to gain potentially. You know, you can see just respective resistance, obviously bar these two candles here. So I would say, you know, long term wise, we'd want to see a reclaim of and hold above there to head towards probably in here, I would say, back into this region here, which is obviously a bit of a wide region, but if you can get back in there, then you could see, you know, maybe flip this to support and then head towards 90 then, but it would just be as and when. If it rejects off this one here, potentially maybe a bit of caution. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. So I've had some really nice movement on Stonksy on the 1 hour. We are long as well, which looks like it's up a couple of percent. Have we got anything on the lower time frames? Yes, some nice movement on the 6 minute chart. Very nice indeed. So yeah, IOTA looking good. I think it's probably one of them, isn't it, where you want to see that that higher time frame expansion, not just lower time frame. Can you look at Sui, says Lee Isherwood. I can do anything for you, mate. I can do anything for you. James, how we doing? Great to see you. Thank you for joining, mate. Thank you for joining. I will look at Sui next, and then we'll carry on with our Bitcoin plot. But yeah, thank you for joining. If you haven't already, do drop a like on the stream and subscribe if you're new. And of course, check the links in the description. Sign up to BLOFIN, sign up to Stonksy for 20% off. I do want to see you all there. Right. Let's carry on, shall we? Let's carry on. So, Sui, for Lee-ish, I'll do anything for you, mate. Nothing in this world is too much for you, Lee. Nothing in this world is too much for you. Right. So, Sui has probably been, you would say, well, I would say anyway, it's probably been the strongest large cap, like, as in, like, large cap, out of, like, the top 25, 30, maybe even up to 50, I don't know. But from the bottom to now, actually, it's not done too much. If it's nearly done, it's done 2.5x-ish on it. It's done 2.5x, so maybe not actually I think Hype's outdone it now, hasn't it? Hype's at a 3x, so... But it has been definitely one of the stronger ones. Now, for me, I think... Obviously, get rid of that. That was a bit of low time frame. This is the high time frame, you know, daily, if you will. Resistance. You can see why. Obviously, this is where price halted and then sold off. And again, where price is rejected. On the daily, we've had, you know, wicks above, but never closed above. And that respect on the daily. Again, today you can see it. So, this is the day, you know, the level, I mean, in my opinion anyway, to gain. This is the level to gain. If we get above there, I think, and what's key is obviously Stonksy is now green on the daily, which last time we got that on Sui led to, obviously, much like now, you know, the rally had already begun, but really captured a big chunk of that move, didn't we? I think this region here potentially is a bit of a sticking point, which should give it about another 20%, right? I don't know, 10%-ish, yeah. I think that'll be a bit of a sticking point potentially. It might blast through it easily. But we're then on to the highs, aren't we? And obviously, here is where we have the all-time high. And then we had big supply come in here. So that's the previous high. But I think probably there. Around $5. Nice round number 2. Is where the task will be for Sui to break that, because then all you start doing is running all these licks that built up. You can see lower high, high, lower high, lower high. You run that wick, you run that wick, you run that wick, and then bang, you know you're at new highs. So it's not really too much to do for Sui in actual fact, but it definitely needs to regain this. And obviously with Stonksy being green, that is a great sign. But yeah, that's what I think Sui needs to do to really push on. Say coin, Dave, please. I got in at 2285. Anything for you, Steve-O, as well? Anything for you? So you've got to say it. Oh, okay, say yeah. Stonksy's performance on this has been just nothing short of beautiful on it. It's been nothing short of amazing. Caught the pump up here, the drop down, then obviously the giga pump up here. Then we had, you know, a harsh retracement. Then we had this one, which didn't really come of anything, but now we are back green and back pushing up very nicely. So that's the interesting, Steve-O. Where you got in is kind of around, I think, where Stonksy got in. What did you got in at 2285, yeah. So where you got in, it's not actually too far away from where Stonksy got in. So currently up 4% on the hourly, which is fantastic. I forgot to mention something. Just go back to Say a second. What I was meant to mention on Say was, obviously for those of you that know or have been tuned in or whatever, this is the latest update to Stonksy. We've added these channels in. Obviously, we have an inner channel and then you have an outer channel. Inner channel, 2 green lines, darker blue background. Then you have the outer upper channel and the lower one, whatever you want to call it. But as you can see, each time, this is on any time frame as well, whenever price approaches the upper or the lower of the bands, most of the time price stays within this inner channel. But particularly when you get expansion into the outer one, that is where, you know, you can look for exhaustion in the price. And you can see it here, happened here, price sold off in the coming days. And again here, you know, price was slamming into the upper channel and then ended up selling off. Even from not the very top, you know, even if you would have got in here or wherever, that's, you know, a 10, 11, 12% drop. So something I wanted to note there for those of you that haven't already noticed the channels. I forgot what we was looking at then. Say. Yeah, so we looked at it on the hourly. Let's go take a look on the daily. So we've got clear We've got clear resistance here, haven't we? Price approaches this grey box and sells off. Well, we could move that down a little bit if we wanted to. Yeah, obviously 15 where price sold here. But again, as you can see here on the daily, now you can apply this to any time frame. You know, the 1 minute, 5 minute, hour, whatever. But price explored outside the inner channel, moved into close towards the actual top of the upper band, but into the outer channel at the top. And then obviously that was enough for exhaustion on saying sold off. So these bands are, you know, really, really good for that additional piece of data. But I think overall, to answer your question, Steve-O, is say just needs to regain this and flip it to support. So let's just say comfortably flipping like 29 cents to support. Comfortably flipping 29 cents to support. And then where'd you go from there? Well, this downwards move was actually quite fast, wasn't it? So I think probably flip 29 cents to support, and then potentially we've got a 63% rally there, is what I would like to estimate anyway. As long as, you know, it all depends on market conditions, doesn't it? If say gets above 29 cents and starts pushing maybe 31, 32, 33, and then Bitcoin tops out and then just starts relentlessly dumping, it's just going to take everything with it, no matter how good the altcoins look. So we want Bitcoin to behave itself, you know, whether that's carrying on pushing up or consolidating or whatever. So that's what we want. Right, let's carry on. Just have to keep stopping to get a drink because it's so damn hot. Ian Styles, Scottish says OM was one of the strongest alts the past year, but you're right, yeah. Oh yeah, well, I mean, OM was single-handedly the strongest alt, won it minus meme coins. The thing went up 400% in like 14 months. It was the single strongest alt. Obviously, not anymore. But yeah, I mean, 14 months, just over a year, it did like 400x. You don't see that unless you're in meme coins. So yeah, that thing was the strongest alt for sure. Ian said, all right, can you look at render? Yeah, let's look at, yeah, we can look at render. I think render should be on here, I think somewhere. Yeah, render's here. Let's go have a look. So again, the hourly has been killing it on Stonksy. Been absolutely killing it on Stonksy. And as you can see, here's another, you know, good example of the bands. You know, even on this pump up here, each time render was exploring the upper of the inner band or even into the outer band, price calmed down a bit. Price calmed down. In here, sold off. Up here, sold off. And then obviously, conversely to the downside, you know, touched the lower band, bounced. This was a wild wick. Not sure exactly what happened there. Lower band, bounce, lower band, bounce, lower band, bounce. So it works both ways. But yeah, really, really nice to read the market. But yeah, we are currently long on Stonksy on render, which has pushed up nicely. But yeah, I'm guessing you want to see the higher time frame is what you want. So I think for that we need to look at the daily. This is definitely, I mean, it's obviously got, you can see the confluence here between where support came in here and steadied the price for a couple days. And then as you can see here, just on that daily there, this level turned to resistance and then sold off again. That's where price jammed into and sold off, you know, bang, 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 sell off. So it definitely needs to reclaim this 5.46 region for support. And then from there, I would say probably into here. This is where, you know, supply came into the market. Bang, sell off. So I'd be looking for up here, which ties into the upper band, the top of the outer band. So yeah, I would say reclaim 5.46 for support. And then there's a nice little 25, 30% rally on the cards there. So that's what I'd probably say with render. But yeah, we want to see that follow through on Stonksy, which is really, really nice. Which band indicator is that? It's Stonksy, mate. It's Stonksy. Have you not done your update? If you've not seen, James, yeah, there's a Stonksy update to do on the indicator. So hang on, I'm just trying to fix my damn chair. Oh, this chair, man. Let's see. Where is it? This chair. Stay with crypto will be laughing his head off now. Yeah, mate. So there's gonna be a video coming out on the channel about it, but I can do a little walkthrough now. I can't fix that chair. So basically, yeah, if you go on your Stonksy, you'll have obviously a little purple icon which says it's due an update. So what we've done is these bands have been added in. Now, bear in mind when you update an indicator, it will reset all your settings. So, you know, if you have the bullish bears arrows or something on a specific sensitivity like 8.1 like I've got, it will reset. I think it resets it to 7.1. So just bear in mind you need to go and change that again. But if you update the indicator, yeah, you'll have these channels added in. Now we've added them in to the indicator, and then the oscillator is on its own now. So as you see here, and this is for anyone else watching, so bands are added in here. You just have to go in the settings and you just have to turn them on. Well, show channel. Tick that, and then obviously they'll show. But the oscillator is on its own. So you just have to add that. So everyone's got access to that in invite only. Stonksy oscillator. You just need to add it to the chart. So yeah, that's been split off into its own thing just to make it easier for people, because obviously when people were loading it up, you know, you'd have it coming on the screen and stuff like that, wouldn't you? But yeah, that's all good, mate. Get yourself a DX Racer chair. They last forever. I used to have a Noble chair, you know. My Noble chair was great, but I sold it because I just thought I didn't need it anymore. I kind of wish I still had it, to be honest. That Noble chair was amazing. Hello, Wizzo. How we doing? Great to see you, mate. Great to see you. Yeah. But yeah, for anyone else that didn't know, yeah, we have there is a Stonksy update to do, so go check it out. We will be carrying on now. I just need to get a drink. But yeah, let me know what you'd like to see. Well, let me know what you'd like to see, and if you are just popping in, do make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you're new. And then we'll be moving on now. Let's get going. Yeah, big thank you to everyone that's jumped in. Please do drop a like. Got saved with crypto just jumped in, and we're saying where does core with pump end feels a bit like OM, where I kept taking profits and it kept going. Well, I don't know. At some point it will top out, won't it? Like everything else. My favorite fart coin keeps running. Well, I suppose digital gold is going up, isn't it? With Bitcoin, digital gold. So it's only right that digital natural gas goes up as well. Hot air keeps rising. But yeah, for those of you that don't know, yeah, that's but full video will be coming out on it. So that is all good. Now, I forgot what we was meant to be moving on to. What was we moving on to? But yeah, for anyone that wants to know, you know, maybe if you want a read of it or whatever, there is an article on the Stonksy Medium. You can find the Medium. I'm guessing you just type in Stonksy on Medium, but you can find it on the website, the little Medium hyperlink button on any of the pages. Will take you to the Medium, and then it's this article that you want. Just explains it all. This is about adding the channels in and the benefits. And then there is a full one on the oscillator, if you so wish. So do make sure you check that out. But yeah, like I said, there'll be a full video coming out on it. Sol? I can look at Sol. Oh, why has my camera done that? Hang on. Need to fix my camera. I know a vid will be coming, but how can I see the new histogram? Separate Stonksy indicator or on pane below? No, they're separate, mate. So when you go on your invite only, you should just have one that says Stonksy OSC, the Stonksy oscillator. It's a separate, it's a completely separate indicator now. It's just been ripped to its own thing, just to save the setup process and the ease of, you know, people setting it up. We don't have to do that move, you know, add a second one and then move it down and stuff. We have looked at Cetus Wiz. Yeah, we'll look at it again now. We'll look at Cetus again. Let me just pick my camera. So that's back on. Right, we're fixed. Oh, tell you what. Right. Oh, and save. You'll be glad to know, mate. I've still not fixed my chair and it's broke again. So yeah. Sui's suffering too. Yeah, Sui's had a bit of a pullback because of it, hasn't it? But I don't even think it's that down. Like, I know it's 28% down, but for the size of the hack that's occurred, I was saying before, like, I thought it would be pretty comfortably, like, back down towards its lows. Like, obviously, it's down near 30% on the day. But for the size of the hack and the repercussions, I would have thought just straight one line to the floor. But someone was saying in the chat that, now bear in mind that this is up, you know, 5x, 4, you know, 4.5, 5x, whatever, from the lows. But apparently this will take over as the leading DEX on Sui now, according to someone in the chat. I can't remember who said it. Yeah, Sui's suffering a little bit. Not too much, like, but yeah, kind of ruining its party. But yeah, Bitcoin, look at that. $111,436. Wow. Also, Save. It was great to see your trades in the Discord, mate. Great to see the P&L. Very, very nice. Oh wow. Nick is Nick Malloy in the? I think I've seen Nick Malloy, haven't I? Yeah, there you are, Sol. Mate, I've just seen your trade in the Discord. Nearly $14,000, mate. That's very nice. Between the short and the long, you've pulled out what? Nearly 20k on that. Save says, I did say what's first. Bitcoin all-time high or fix your chair. Yeah. It's come before I fixed my chair. Save says trades have been brilliant. Tired of winning, mate. Well, that's when you know you need to secure your profits in it. When you think you're tired of winning, that's when to lock in most of them. and just be happy with the ride that you've got. It makes me a bit uneasy when how you've said that. If everyone's tired of winning to the upside, is it due for a flush to the downside? But what was I doing then? Sol. So you wanted me to look at Sol, wasn't it, Nick? Sol's really easy, like really easy. We're on the green background on Stonksy, which is very nice. But literally, Sol just needs to clear this zone. Needs to flip like definitely 180, but I'd probably say comfortably like 182, 183 to support. So we need to get above this zone. Above this zone and hold. And then from there, I would think into here. 200 to 209-ish is what I'll be looking at. But yeah, it needs to flip this zone first. But if it can do that, then potentially, yeah, we've got a nice little run on our hands. So hope that helps, mate. I don't know, but very nice trades, mate. Very nice trades. Unbelievable execution. I like it a lot. Now, I tell you what, mate. You could buy the lifetime with Stonksy pretty comfortably, couldn't you? You could buy the lifetime Stonksy with like 1/10 of your profits. Come and join us for lifetime, mate. You know you want to. It's only 1/10 of your profits. But yeah, what am I up to now? I can't remember. I can't remember what we were looking at. But for those of you that are late joining, obviously we were looking at where can, where maybe can Bitcoin go? So there's a couple of factors suggesting that this kind of 131 up to 150 region was potentially where the price would top. Now that came from past expansion performance from the bottom to the top on the last three. Well, actually, we didn't measure this one, did we? Forgot about that. Which fits in nicely. From the last, obviously, from the cycle low to the high of this consolidation. Low of this consolidation to the high of the next. All came in, 80, 90. This one was over 100%. So 81% from the low takes us into here. The fib retracement from the previous all-time high to the low takes us into here. And then last time Stonksy was green on the daily, all the way back here, we got a move of around 40% from where the green background opened to the top of that move before it closed, which also takes us from here into here. So there is plenty of confluence suggesting that maybe in here might be the top of the next move. Also, short-term wise, we want to be aware of the upper outer channel, which comes in around 118k, which for those of you that have got Stonksy know the importance, or for those of you that didn't know there was an update, like James didn't even know there was an update. But yeah, these channels working like a dream. But let me know in the chat. I want to know, obviously, do get your voting on the poll. Let's see. And make sure you drop a like as well. Take a second to go and drop a like if you haven't. But we are 62% up on the vote. But I want everyone to drop in now the cycle top predictions. Let me know in the chat. Everyone go and drop in cycle top predictions. Go. And then we can move on to what else? Right. Let's carry on. Wiz has kindly took part, saying 186. RN waiting for Bitcoin rug pull. Mate, I think everyone, if you've been waiting for a pullback, literally everyone's just been left waiting, haven't they? Because there's been no pullbacks. There has been no pullbacks. Max Payne appears to be up. Pretty high that though, Wizzo, 186. Pretty high. 1 billion. Wow. You're even more bullish than Michael Saylor. By a good lot as well. Yeah, let's go and have a look to see what's going on with the Mag 7 pre-market. Nvidia not really moved. Apple not really. I don't think it has anything even moved. Nothing. Oh, Google's up. Google's up. The rest of them have hardly barely moved. But Google's up a couple of dollars. But yeah, not really much movement on that front. I suppose we could go and check the heat map as well. Let's go and have a little check to see what the heat map's saying. So 24-hour time frame. Hang on. Yeah, 24-hour time frame. We've not really got much, have we? 3-day. There's obviously still liquidity taking us all the way up to 115. But in terms of hotspot, we took that out yesterday. The hotspot to the downside is at 104. 1 week. Same thing, really. Took out upside liquidity. And then let's have a look at the monthly. Chewing through that high time frame liquidity. But as you can see, there's still plenty there to just, if it carries on doing the same thing, there's plenty to chew through all the way up to 120. Pretty comfortably. CoreWeave will end up being a mega company. Snowflake also. Yeah, I seen that CoreWeave was up nicely yesterday. Up 19%. Up pre-market again today. Yeah, that is very impressive. Very impressive. I mean, even if you bought in the 40s, you're nearly at a 3x, aren't you now? That is very nice. Very, very nice. Nice returns as well, isn't it? Very nice returns. But we do have just over 15 minutes to go until US Open, so let's end the poll there. For those of you that have not liked as well, if you haven't, please do drop a like. And yeah, I suppose, let me know what you'd like to see. What would you like me to run through? Would you like to give I don't know, can't speak. Would anyone like me to give like a Stonksy run through for the updates before US Open, or the choice is literally yours, so we can do whatever you guys want. What is this? Pendant. H bar, yeah, update. Okay, we'll do the update then. So for those of you obviously with Stonksy, when you come and look at your indicator, you will have a little purple kind of like refresh button thing. If you click that, it'll say, do you want to update? You click yes. Alternatively, if you click on the 3 dots, you'll have a little option here in this box to update the script. When you update the script, you'll then just need to go into your settings. Firstly, you want to turn the channels on. So obviously they'll be unticked at first. You want to turn them on. And then any sensitivity or anything that you've had on previously will be reset. So I think this resets to 7 and 1. So I like it on 8. So I've turned it back to 8. So that's all you need to do on that front. And then literally after that, you might just need to alter, you know, your background color or whatever. Like it goes back to being like the quite transparent look and stuff. You might just have to change that back, or the opacity or whatever. And then literally it's ready to go. Then you don't need to do anything else because we've moved the oscillator into a separate one. So you don't need to mess about moving that to a pane below or turning it on or off, whatever. So if you want to add the oscillator in, all you do is go on indicators. It'll be in your invite only section as well. And Stonksy oscillator. You just click that and then it'll add it as its own indicator now on the bottom. So as you can see, it's its standalone thing. So you don't need to mess around and, you know, do any of the other bits that we had to do with moving it, you know, on its own to the downside. You can just load it up on its own and then boom, it's ready to go as its own indicator. So that's what we've done. But yeah, for those of you that are on a sub, update it and then you get the channels, which move very nicely. Now, if you want to know more about the channels, there is an article up there telling you more about it. I will be putting a video together as well. But pretty briefly, they work on any time frame, the same as Stonksy, but price action mostly spends its time within the inner channel. Now, when price gets to the upper or lower side of the inner channel, most of the time that suggests exhaustion in that direction. So if it's the downside, exhaustion, price will go back up. If it's to the upside, potential exhaustion, price will reset. Here, you know, you can see every time it's touched. Now, you might get times like this where price comes out of the inner channel to the upside or downside and goes close to the top of the band, and that suggests real exhaustion in the price. Again, if we go back, we'll try and find an example like here. You know, price kept coming obviously into the, because the move was so strong, it kept coming into this upper section of the band of the channels, and then eventually obviously it did reset. But if price is on like a really strong charge or downtrend, then potentially, yeah, you know, we might not get the full pullback or whatever. But typically, as you can see, price spends most of its time inside the inner channel, but movement to the top side or lower side of it, or even into the outer sections, suggests exhaustion. Like even here, it doesn't mean necessarily downtrend, but as you can see here, price pushed out right to the top of this outer channel. And what happened? It just consolidated and then let obviously the channels catch up and then done its next move. So yeah, but there will be a full video coming out explaining it. But yeah, pretty much that's a quick little intro. Hope that helped. If you have any questions on it, let me know in the chat. Let me know and I can see to them. But we have 10 minutes to go until US Open. Right. Let me know what you'd like me to cover next. Or shall we just watch? Well, I'll tell you what, Nick, you asked for H-bar, so we'll go and do H-bar, mate. Anything for you. Stonksy's caught some. Look at that on the 1 hour. Just perfection in it. Trade down, big trade up. A bit of, you know, messing in and out of a few here, but then big trade down, trade up, and then trade up again. We look on the daily. What have have I got outlined here? I don't know exactly what I've got outlined here. I haven't looked at H-bar on the daily in ages, I don't think. Yeah, okay, right. Well, you can see straight away there is SR. You've got support, turn resistance, support, resistance. This 222 level is definitely one to gain for sure on the daily. And then that should give a nice push up. Yeah, 13-14% push up into the next level of interest, which then, if we get above that, looking pretty good, isn't it? I think if we get above that, I would say into there. So you've got one task and then two tasks. So it needs to reclaim this level, push up to here. And then from here, you might not even need this level, to be honest. I mean, it was obviously support and then turn to resistance, but it did it broke through it there, and I don't know. Yeah, maybe there's an argument for there, to be honest, actually. Might even be an argument for there. I suppose it depends on where you draw this second level. I mean, they look reasonable, but here also looks reasonable. So wherever you draw the second level, but definitely needs to reclaim this 222 level. And then if it, wherever you want to draw that, if you draw it to the a bit down or here, I would then be looking at it for into here. This is where supply came in. So, yeah. Hope that helps, mate. But yeah, we want to see Stonksy keep pushing up on it, don't we? We want them green backgrounds, which is coming off very nicely so far. Yeah, let me know what you'd like me to look at. Tell you what, has everyone watched that latest video that I put out today? If you haven't watched it, please do go and watch it later. It's on the Stonksy channel, of course. Let's see. I'm hoping for it to be a good one. 48 views. I'm hoping that it. I'm kind of hoping it bangs. I mean, the title's good on it. The thumbnail's good. So, yeah. If anyone knows how to make a YouTube video bang and just get loads of views, then let me know. Do a live reaction on your latest video now. I'm not watching that on stream. Mate, you're mad. You do it. I tell you what, you go watch it and you let me know what you think. I can take all the comments. Doesn't have to be all positive. If you've got any pointers or whatever, happy to hear it. But yeah, you go watch it after the stream, mate, and do a live reaction on 2 Girls 1 Cup. Oh, mate, that used to be. I tell you what, I don't know how old you are, James, but that was like one of like the biggest things that was like to do with the internet when I was like a teenager in high school. Like 2 Girls 1 Cup. There was some other disgusting ones, weren't there? There was some other proper really dirty, horrible things. I have no idea why people do it, but 2 Girls 1 Cup was like rife when I was like teenager, high school. People just getting it up on the phones, like. Cryptogenic says, could you have a look at Pepe Chill Guy? Love you, there, mate. Big up to you. I really appreciate you joining the stream. I did get back to you as well, didn't I? Or have you messaged me again? I've seen that you've messaged me again. I'll take a look at that, mate. Why is my camera done that again? Right, while I reset my camera, two blondes walk into a bar. You'd think one of them would see it. Haha, very good. Very, very good. I mean, we've not got long. I apologise for yawning. We've not got long to go, have we, until US Open? We've only got a couple of minutes. So, I mean, we'll watch that and then we'll go and look at whatever, I suppose. Yeah. It's tell you what, considering that we're at all-time high, it's kind of weird, isn't it? Because like it's like really celebratory at first, but then it kind of just becomes normal, like really quickly, doesn't it? Like, oh, we're at 111k, just suddenly normal. Right. I think we're back up and running with the camera. So let's get that on. And we're nearly time to ring the bell. Let me just stick my background on. Bang. If you haven't already, please do drop a like on the stream. And of course, sign up to BLOFIN. First link in the description, and I'll throw it in the chat. Non-KYC. You do get some great welcome bonuses as well. And of course, we are still running the 20% off Stonksy. So we have also just added another update, giving better value to users yet again, being the channels. And we've moved the oscillator to a standalone indicator. Do sign up. It's bot 20. So second link in the description. You want the monthly option here with the bot 20 to get 20% off your first month. And you get access to everything. Obviously, we have got the oscillator as a standalone product now, but the monthly option, you do get access to everything. So same as always, monthly option, annual or lifetime, you have access to everything. But yeah, please do sign up if you're not already. It'd be great to see you over there, and obviously you'll massively benefit from it. But yeah, you get access to the indicator. Obviously now both indicators. The Discord server and the bots, which the low frequency bot has been hitting some nice trades recently, and the high frequency one has been tailored and changed around by SMFC, and I think is ready to go back online, which is exciting. So yeah, do make sure you check that out. But we are seconds away. There we go. We are open. Open for business. US Open is open. I'm on the annual plan. What is the 1 year indicator? What do you mean? What do you mean? You're on the annual plan, James? Yeah, so you get on the annual, you get indicator access for 1 year, don't you? What do you mean what is the 1 year indicator? Oh, this bit, 1 year indicator access. Stonksy. No, that just means Stonksy. Obviously, 1 year of Stonksy access. I think I know what you mean, because you're probably thinking, well, what's that? But yeah, like actual Stonksy, this. But yeah. If anyone's got any questions, if you're watching and you haven't seen Stonksy before, or you'd like to ask some questions or whatever, honestly, it's an open floor. Feel free to ask anything in the comments, and I can answer it. Whether it be about Stonksy, about the plans, about the new updates, whatever it is. SMFC's here. Says, yo, Dave, how's it cooking? Have I missed much? Just been cracking away, mate. Just been plodding on. James wasn't aware of the update, so he has now updated his. I think I'm going to just drop a message in the Discord after stream, just tagging at everyone and saying, like, is everyone aware that there's an update? Obviously, there'll be a video coming on the channel as well, and I'll just keep covering it on stream so everyone knows. But yeah, all good. All good. I suppose, FMFC, a question for you is, I remember, I think the last time I asked you this, we were around, I think it was around 95k. Have you sold the rest of your Bitcoin yet? Because I know that you were waiting for, I think it's to get back above 100 to start DCAing back out, or just dump the, get rid of the rest of it. Have you, how is your Bitcoin looking? Have you decided to almost all of it? Nice, mate, nice, very nice. Yeah, I remember, because I think last time I asked you, we were around 95k, I think. Big sale at 105, nice. Rest is still in, it's ordered. Nice, very nice, mate, very nice, I like it. Pepe Chill Guy, thoughts on them too? Do you also remember Lemon Party? No, I don't remember Lemon Party, actually. Let's go and have a look at Pepe and Chill Guy. Oh, SPX is ripping today, isn't it? Up 17%. What a move on Stonksy as well there. Bang! There we go. There we go. And as you can see, the real respect on the channels as well. What am I looking at? What was it? Pepe and Chill Guy. Pepe, obviously, really nice trading around Stonksy background. Really, really nice. But I think if we go to the daily, yeah. So I've got this zone marked out as the key level, which obviously appears to be working pretty well so far. So literally same plan. Into this grey box, clear it, and then up to 2030 is literally the only thought. Also, something to notice, Stonksy's long on the daily as well, which has worked out quite nicely so far. But yeah, I would say clear this grey zone and then up to here. Chill Guy, I don't think I've got Chill Guy on here. Wow, that is a big move, isn't it? That had a great big move. I mean, I think where it's already came into kind of on this wick, but this will be difficult, I think, for it to clear. Not impossible by any means, but I think this zone will be difficult for it to clear, in my personal opinion. So, yeah, I mean, if it clears that, then it's pretty much just like one straight road up to here. So, that's what I'll be looking at, literally just them. But I think this is, this is where heavy supply also came into the market here. So, I think this will be difficult for it to clear, but if it does, then the road to kind of 25 cents ish. It's probably what I would say. What's Bitcoin doing? Not much. Yesterday's open was wild, wasn't it? Yesterday's open was wild. Yeah, I was waiting for 100k to set everything up. Very nice, mate. Very nice. How do you think the market is going to play out over the summer period? Sell, off, pump, or sideways? Well, I think we can all agree that regardless of, you know, whether it goes to 120 first or whatever, I think over the next month or so, Bitcoin is definitely due a, you know, some sort of deleveraging event, because it's not had any since, you know, what are we at now? We're probably approaching like a 50% pump, aren't we, without any proper pullback? We'll go and have a look in a second. But it must be at like a, you know, 40, nearly 50% pump without any proper pullback. So I think at some point we are going to see some really aggressive pullback, because, you know, longs need wiping out as much as shorts are really getting put to the sword now. And, you know, people keep trying to short it and it just keeps running through the short orders. At some point, obviously, it will top, whether it be a local top or like the top of the next expansive move. But at some point, you know, we're going to get some sort of pullback. So I think I don't know about, you know, where it, you know, what level it pulls back or whatever, but I would say, you know, if you're talking summer months, so June, July, August, I would say definitely in one of them months we'll see some sort of harsh pullback, in my opinion anyway. Yeah, anything for you, Cryptogenic? Stamos Real says ETH pump when? It's just pumped 40%, hasn't it? It's literally just pumped 40%. Like, what was it, like 2 weeks ago? So I mean, I know it's up today, but it needs some cool down time. But it has literally just had a 40% pump. We'll have a look at ETH though. Right. Let's go and have a look. So you're saying ETH pump when? I mean, it's up 3.26% today. I mean, it has literally just pumped, hasn't it? Like from there to the top, it did a 53% pump. From the bottom of this, so measuring it here from literally where the origin was, still up 47%. I mean, that only, it's a very short time in crypto, isn't it? Because this literally this move started on the 7th of May. Really started getting going on the 8th. That's literally not even 2 weeks ago, or around about 2 weeks ago now. And, you know, it's kind of like, okay, well, Bitcoin's pumping. When's ETH going to pump? Well, it's literally just pumped 47% 2 weeks ago. And the pump actually only really finished, you know. Obviously, this was most of the pump, and then it consolidated for a bit, and then obviously this was the peak. That only happened on the 13th. That's 9 days ago. So from the start to the bottom, obviously from the bottom to, you know, the current local high is just shy of 53%. And that came on the 13th of May. That was only 9 days ago. So it's just having a bit of cool off time. But I think, I mean, if you're looking at it on the daily and looking at it, I think, you know, here is a very obvious form of resistance into here. I think I've got this top line outlined because that would literally just clear all upside liquidity. So any liquidity obviously built above these wicks and obviously up to this one would be wiped out on a run to 3K. But say it carries on from there, I think this is the real kind of target. And then obviously just naturally up towards 4K. So if I was to draw it out, I think this would kind of be like a potential like push up liquidation move, and then maybe kind of like what we got here, maybe push back down or whatever. But in terms of like actual like proper upside targets, if Bitcoin carries on moving up or whatever, I would probably be looking at I think this like 3,300 and then obviously 4K. But in the exact like right near future, you could definitely see a lick run above these wicks, hit 3K, big round number, whatever, and then potentially drop again. But for extended pump, 1, 2, and when that is, don't know, because the ETH pump only came around when Bitcoin dominance obviously started crashing real hard. So probably when Bitcoin dominance starts crashing. But in terms of like an actual top on Bitcoin dominance, you want Bitcoin to top. Otherwise, it's kind of it's no long term top if Bitcoin is not actually cyclically topped. Drop 11%. Yeah, it's from the Cetus. There's been a Cetus hack. Yes, Dave, but we need 4 to 5K for alts to start sending. Yeah, I mean, yeah. That would obviously, that would be great for alts. That would be fantastic, wouldn't it? It'd be great for alts. Yeah, I mean 4K is like the magic number in it. If you look on it, we had touch here. Not exactly up to 4K, but obviously another peak here and then another peak there. I think you can definitely suggest that in terms of high time frame liquidity, there is definitely probably a nice chunk above there, obviously above these highs. So yeah, maybe, I mean, wherever it goes, but in terms of like looking at where it will retrace back to, I think 1, 2, and then if it goes higher, then obviously, then potentially all-time high, which is like 4.8 something, isn't it? 4.8K, maybe close to 4.9, I think. Where did it get to? Yeah, 4.864, so 4,864. So yeah, potentially maybe then a run to there. But yeah, we want Bitcoin dominance to top out first, but then that means that Bitcoin needs to top out, like properly top out. So it's kind of a double-edged sword in it, because then once Bitcoin tops out, although alts obviously get the time in the sun, it's like the beginning of the end, isn't it? SMFC says, as soon as we hit 4K, I'm selling the lot. Don't blame me, to be honest, mate. I don't think that's a bad plan at all. Just get a drink and then we'll carry on. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting discussion, because now Bitcoin's broken out and it is getting to some pretty high levels, isn't it? Naturally, the discussion will be, okay, well, when alts, when ETH pump, when alt season. It's just naturally how it goes, isn't it? But yeah, big thank you to everyone that's joined today so far. Do make sure you smash a like on the stream, and please do subscribe. And of course, if you're looking for anywhere to trade today, do make sure you sign up to BLOFIN. First link in the description, and I'll put it in the chat now. And you do get some great welcome bonuses for signing up with the Stonksy link. And of course, for those of you wondering what is on the screen at the moment, you know, what is this indicator? It is Stonksy. There's several working parts of Stonksy as an indicator. We've just released a big update on the channels that you can see on the price at the moment. There is a full article on Medium about it, but there will be a full video coming as well. But pretty much when you sign up to a Stonksy plan, the monthly, annual, or lifetime, you get access to everything. So that is the indicator, the oscillator, the Discord server, and the trading bots on BLOFIN. We do run trading bots on BLOFIN too. But you can get 20% off your first month of Stonksy. So if you haven't tried Stonksy yet, or this is your first time watching the stream, please do click the second link in the description over to the Stonksy website. And it's the monthly option that you want here. And put code BOT20, so that's BOT in capitals 20, in at the discount box at checkout. And that'll get 20% off your first month. And yeah, you get access to everything. And of course, we will discuss this in a video as well about just getting the oscillator. But it's definitely worth picking up the monthly plan. 20% off. Come and give it a go. And come and see what it's about. And I believe I'm right in saying that the high frequency bot is it back up? All right, okay. That's what I was just about to ask. So both bots are live again. So the high frequency one is back up and running. The low frequency one has been hitting some great trades, but the high frequency one made a couple of changes to it, switched it up a little bit, and yeah, it's back on. So that's both bots running on BLOFIN again. I've just seen your message in Discord. Very, very nice. But yeah, if anyone has any questions, you know, if this is your first time watching the stream, obviously do make sure you subscribe and like. But if this is the first time watching the stream, whether you be watching on X or on YouTube, let me know in the comments. Have you got any questions about Stonksy? Would you like me to explain something in particular? I can run through the update again if anyone wants. Or regarding the discount to the monthly option, whatever it may be, let me know in the comments if you'd like me to explain anything or run through anything, and I can do that. But do make sure you take advantage of it, because we won't be running the offer forever. It will be coming to an end soon, and yeah, it's definitely worth coming trying it out for that discount. But yeah, if you have any questions or want me to run through anything, let me know in the chat. I can most certainly do that. Right, let's continue. Let's push on, shall we? Doesn't look like anyone's got any questions, so everyone must be a Stonksy user that's watching. That's good to know. Right. What should we look at next? I'll tell you what. What is the S&P doing? Well, to be honest, I think for the meantime, Bitcoin has got no real correlation to this, has it? Like, obviously, most of the time there is correlation there, but I think Bitcoin is definitely in this kind of period where it's just doing its own thing, and it's it's just on with its own plan and own direction. But yeah, I've had some big movers today caught by Stonksy. You know, AVAX is one of the big movers today. Hype up 9%. That's a 3x off the bottom for Hype now. So Wiz will be very happy with that. What else have we got that's up decently on the watches? Dupe up very nicely. Really nice push up there. Caught by Stonksy, of course. What have we got? OP. Jasmine, like we looked at before. Orca is doing quite well. Orca's still on the watch list. Bake, doing very nice. All caught by Stonksy, of course. Yeah, Cetus just fell off a cliff, hasn't it? It's just absolutely fell off a cliff because of the hack. So, yeah. Hopefully we've got no Cetus holders in the chat. Discipline, how we doing? Great to see you. Thank you for joining the stream. Mate, did you have a look over the weekend? At what? Have a look at what? LTC, medium / long term. Gonksy wants me to look at. Okay. So medium / long term. Let's see. So. This was the previous trading range here. Obviously, bang, 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 bang. You can see evident resistance, evident support. We dropped down, flipped this to resistance, sold off, came back. We're now looking like we've... let me just make this into a darker colour. You can see it. We've retested, held. So, for me, unless, obviously, Litecoin drops back below, so, you know, drops back below and starts dropping down, then it looks like we are back within this trading range, which suggests to me, obviously, in the medium term, because obviously you wouldn't, I can't imagine this would take long term. It's only like a 30% pump. But why not head back towards the range high? If this is a range and we're holding support, obviously the next task, obviously it can take a bit of time sometimes, but obviously we've seen the last time it was in this range and how price behaves in a range. Holding one end, obviously naturally it will look to drift towards the other. So yeah, I think it will require some sort of, you know, overall altcoin push, but I would expect it to start trading towards resistance again, aka the range high. At some point, as long as the market holds up and everything looks rosy. If you want an even like longer term than that, then it looks like I've already prepared something here a while ago. So, looks like the 165 is something I've pulled out from somewhere. So 165 we'll go with. Longer term, 165. And then I don't know exactly where I've pulled these from. These don't really line up with anything on the weekly chart. Maybe they're on the daily. Let's see. All right. Okay. Yeah. I think we'll probably move that up to there. So yeah, 165. I'm happy where that is, but I've just moved that up a little bit. So around to 227. So that obviously involves flipping this current range high resistance to support and then pumping up to there and then flipping that and then bang. So that's what I'd be looking at medium / long term on Litecoin, mate. Hope that helps. But yeah, currently needs to stay in the range and then obviously oh no, I've not looked at it yet, mate. Sorry. What is Siri on Stonksy? It was on the hourly. It was still green at the time. Yeah, it's been hit hard on it, but it's the Cetus hack has hit it hard. On the daily, it is green and currently around break even now, But yeah, that Cetus hack is hitting it hard, so I would probably expect it to close. We just had a 5-minute red open with a confirmation as well, which is interesting. Anything on the 6th? No. So yeah, something to keep an eye out. But this thing here, which is down 23% on the daily, on the out, 23% on the day. I think it's the leading. Well, it was the leading DEX on Sui. I think I'm right in saying that. It's had a big, massive hack. So yeah, obviously dragging Sui down a little bit with it. Hope it plays out. Yeah, me too, mate. That would be nice for Litecoin, wouldn't it? That would be very nice. But yeah, we've not really had too much. Obviously, we got great volatility yesterday on US Open, but today we've not had too much. Reggie says, I'm 10x long on Sui, was well up, not back at, now back at break even. Mate, you want to maybe start looking into trailing stops, or moving your stop loss into profit or something. Maybe some sort of technique around that. Because if you were well up on it, then you shouldn't really get back down to being break even without being stopped out in profit. So then even if you were to get stopped out, at least you're in profit. Not sure if I close it. I guess Deep got hit the same. No, Deep's fine. Because it just affected Cetus. Well, I say it's fine. It's had a bit of a sell-off. It's only down 1% on the day. Obviously, it is sold off from where it was up at earlier in the day. So yeah, a couple of red candles, but in terms of percentages, it's only down 1% over the whole day, which is not bad, is it? But yeah, not too much volatility on US Open today. We got spoiled yesterday, it seems. Right. Yeah, big thank you for everyone that's joined the stream today. Let's see how many likes we finished on. 21 likes. Not bad going, not bad going. Thank you for everyone that dropped a like. If you haven't already and you're still watching, do drop a like on the stream. Subscribe if you're not already. And yeah, great stream today. Been fun. And please do sign up to BLOFIN. First link in the description. And of course, do make sure you take advantage of that Stonksy offer if you're not already a member. We are still running the 20% off, and you get access to everything for the month with 20% off. And of course, it's just a monthly rolling plan. But yeah, I think that's all from me today. Obviously, we've had a good run through of the market. Really nice run through of what Stonksy's doing, what the overall market's doing. But not too much volatility from Bitcoin on stream. It seems that obviously it's all come beforehand at it with the break towards all-time high. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, usual time for Friday's stream. We'll have a look, see what's going on tomorrow. Is Bitcoin higher? Let's hope it's not lower. And yeah, we'll crack on with that. But yeah, hope everyone enjoys the rest of your day. For those of you in Stonksy, I'll see you in the Discord. And yeah, until then, catch you later. Bye-bye.